Good morning everybody, Victor here. I'm with my lovely fiance Brookie. We are in the Florida Keys. Today is going to be a special day. So growing up, I did a ton of land-based shark fishing, as you guys can tell by the name Land Shark, right? Catching sharks off the beach, piers, Deerfield Pier for all my Deerfield Pier rats, and the bridges. The cool thing about the Keys is you have the Gulf of Mexico on that side, you have the Atlantic that side, and this is kind of just like a giant highway for fish to just come through, and it connects the two bodies of water. Yesterday we were pulling up fish and monster bull sharks were coming out and trying to eat them. So we got a good outgoing tide, and at this bridge you can only fish for sharks on outgoing, because if you look behind me, there's no way you'd be able to land a shark with that bridge right there. You'd get cut off on the pilings. Yesterday Chad caught this Jack Crevalle right here, so I'm just going to cut him in half, so we're going to get two baits out of it right down the middle. Using our Dexter Tiger Edge, give it a little crack. Just like that. Now we got the Avid 80, and this is just a little shark rig I made yesterday. Don't need a lot of wire. I used to fish so much wire back in the day, but you really don't need a lot, because shark's not going to eat your bait 8 feet down your rig. Just a little 12-0 Mustad Demon Perfect Circle, some number 15 American fishing wire, big swivel, straight 200-pound mono. You don't want to bury your hooks, especially with a circle hook. You want as much of the hook exposed as possible, because if you bury your hook, it's never going to hook the shark. There we go. See, just like that. Not too much, but you definitely want that part exposed right there. Since we got an outgoing tide, the unique thing about shark fishing the Florida Keys is you don't need to kayak out your baits, you don't need to cast them out. You just let the current do the work for you. So we're just going to chuck this over the side. And I want to get it in a nice spot where there's a lot of current, and the current will take it out for me. You guys are probably wondering what's with all the PVC tubing and the shrink wraps. Well, it protects your rod butt, and it protects your rod from getting all scratched up.
Here is a metal railing, but
Here.
the rest of it is on concrete. Go.
I've literally, that bait was out for 3 minutes and a bull shark already smoked it. Look at this. Woo! Oh no.
Did you drop it?
No, I think it just ripped out of its mouth. It must have
That
been
was
wrapped around.
so epic. I wish we had the camera going, because that bull shark came out of nowhere, just like straight up, and just ate the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like Jaws. Like.
I was sitting here, Brooke was getting baits out, and we didn't want to just keep filming. I just had it on top and I was like, Brooke, Brooke, Brooke. Literally aired out like a great white on the jackhead, but I don't know what happened. I think that it got wrapped around his body and possibly through his mouth, because it's a straight clean cut. Big rods, big reels, not so big baits, but it'll get the job done. Never saw the shadow of the shark coming at all. They're smart, and this water's pretty murky. I'm telling you, he came up and straight jawsed it, where he leaped out of the water for it. All right, guys, we got a shark in the slick. He's right there. He's gonna come up and scoop it. Ready?
Oh.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna stand and put my sunglasses on, because I don't see him.
Oh. Let him eat, let him eat, let him eat. Dropped it, man. Back on it.
Oh, baby, you got him this time.
We got him. line.
Alright, talk to us.
Alright, so this shark, the whole key with this battle, do not let it go past the power line. So you gotta put a ton of drag on it, and eventually it'll come our way. But you got a ton of current to deal with, so it makes that fight that much harder. So I'm waiting for him to swing around back this way. Well, now you just gotta pump, just get him in. As long as this thing doesn't go under the bridge, we're okay, which it looks like it's doing, which is not good. There we go, going the right way now. We want him to go to the south, back where all our stuff is. This reel's in full. It's probably 30 pounds of drag. There it is, there it is. See him?
Yep.
It's tired now.
He's fighting a hard fight in this current.
Oh yeah, the current makes it that much harder.
He wants to go between the bridge.
No, he's not gonna. Come on, turn. Woo! Uh-oh. Don't get in that current and go past those power lines. Alright, Brick, it's walking this way. I'm going to try to get her all the way over here.
Well, make sure he doesn't go through the power line.
He's not. He's kind of just hugging that same depth. He's not taking any line. You're a big fan. Thank you. Say hi in the video. Hi. We just met some subscribers. So now we went from one side of the bridge to the other. And now I got her head into the current going this way. So she's not taking any line, and I'm not letting her take any. If you were to let go of this thing, it'd be like a freaking rocket into the water. You guys said, where's all the shark videos? Where's all the shark videos? Are you guys entertained now? Since I got this shark on the line and we're taking a walk, how about a little story time? So, one of the first things that actually got me started on this channel was, I think in 2013, I caught a really big hammerhead shark off the beach. That was like one of my first YouTube videos ever. Brookie was there. It's when we were just getting into dating, and it went viral. It was all over the local news. I posted a video, and that's when I got my like first taste of YouTube, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I could post videos, people watch them, I could share what I love to do. Here we are, 6 years later, and still doing the same things that we love to do and sharing it with you guys, which was awesome. So thank you for allowing me to do that.
Well, you're closer to the beach now.
We are very close to the beach.
You're tired, the shark must be tired. Careful! You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. All right, this is probably the perfect bull shark size to harvest. Not too big. They always look a lot bigger from the bridge. I thought it was gonna be like 200 pounds. This thing is probably only $150. Now the tricky part is gonna be landing it. That might be good.
Down and to the left. Yes. Wow. Talk about maneuvering.
Right? Come on, keep yourself up there. That's it, that's all she wrote.
On. Move, move, move.
You're fine, man.
No, you.
Ready? Keep going. Keep going. So I know this is a controversial topic to a lot of people, but number one, we're gonna eat this shark. Number two, it is 100% legal. In the state of Florida, you're allowed to possess or harvest 1 bull shark per person per day. This is well above the size, the minimum size. And you know, wherever you are watching in the world, you can't compare shark populations and stocks to other parts of the world to Florida. Florida has a very well managed fishery, especially when it comes to sharks. There is a lot of shark conservation in the state. This just happens to be one of the sharks that you can harvest because there are just so many of them, and our biologists, through research, have determined that there's a sustainable, harvestable population in the state of Florida. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Now what we're gonna do, and I'm not gonna show you on camera, sharks, when you catch them, the first thing you gotta do, dispatch them, bleed them out, gut them. So I'm gonna take the Dexter Tiger Edge, I'm gonna gut this shark, take the head off, take the fins off, and you guys are gonna see what it looks like with just the core, and we're gonna get it all nice. So Brooke and I are home from the Keys. This is what the bull shark's core looks like. So just a little bit past the tail, right behind the head. The head's in the cooler, gonna do a really cool jaw mount with it. And like I said, we're gonna eat this thing. It's not going to waste. On the way home from the Keys, called up my buddies. I already have this fish given away, just like that. There's a lot of people who are actually really excited to eat this fish. So just so you guys know, it does get eaten. I'm gonna be using an 8-inch Dexter sport fish knife. And Dexter's actually hooking up my subscribers right now through December 5th, I believe. Normally our code is Landshark and it's 20% off, but for the holidays they're giving you guys 30% off on all soft grip knives, which are the blue lettered knives right here. So you guys use my code Landshark30. It's going to be on the screen at dexteroutdoors.com, and yeah, get yourself a new fillet knife for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. So sharks don't have bones, but they have cartilage, and this is where its dorsal fin would have been. So this is where I'm going to start. If you guys look over here from the camera head on, this looks like the shark's flat, but his spine kind of goes that way, so I want to try to stay on that spine of cartilage. So I'm just going to take the tip right here and I'm just going to go alongside the shark of where I think the spine would be. And you guys see how I'm struggling a little bit. I actually just sharpened this knife, but sharks have sandpaper-like skin. If you rub it going this way, you can actually seriously hurt yourself. Okay, so we got our initial outline of our shark.
I don't see this cartilage you speak of, so this looks very, very intimidating to me.
It's tough. It's not like a normal fish where you can kind of follow the skeleton. You kind of just got to visualize it. The cartilage, it's not as hard as bone, but it's definitely stiffer than flesh. I can honestly say this is definitely the biggest thing I've ever filleted. So you guys see, you can't see bone, but this stuff right here, I mean, I got as close to the cartilage as you possibly can get. It's what you would call skeleton. I messed up a little bit there. I got on the other side of it, but just because you can't really see what you're doing, you know? So now it should come off right here. That's it.
Throw it the other way. Meat side up.
I mean, get a load of that. It's just a giant slab of meat. So this right here, this is the belly section. I'm gonna remove the belly because this is where your steaks are gonna come from, the top half of the shark, and this is a really thin piece of shark, the belly. But just to make it more manageable, we're gonna cut this away. There's the belly. So you know you're not gonna get steaks out of this. This is more like just thin fillets. Okay, just getting rid of the spinal cord now. I'm right underneath it. Okay. Talk about a backbone of a fish. Look at this thing. It's one thick bone. Trying to skin this thing in one swipe, next near impossible. So kind of get like the sections you want if you plan to do this into gallon size bags. So I'm gonna do like this. Go all the way down to the skin. Okay, now here's what we're gonna do. Seriously guys, look at how thick the skin is. Unreal. Now we're just gonna skin it in the steak sections that we cut out. There's a lot of red meat, fibrous meat, really close to the skin, so I'm gonna go a little bit above the skin as to not have to shave it away later. So look at this. See? I left all that on there. And that's the stuff you do not want in your fillet or your steak. There's a little thin layer right here. I'm very excited to eat this. So this is your, towards the shoulder, towards the head. And now what you can do is, you know, you take your knife or your steak knife, you do nice little 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1 inch steaks for the grill. This is gonna be some good stuff. So very excited to share it with you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the kitchen. Bull shark cooking time. I'm always excited to try a new species, and especially to share it with you guys, because I don't think there's a whole lot of bull shark catch and cooks on the internet or people eating them, but you know what? There is today. I took the bull shark, the big thick pieces, and I steaked them. Made them into like 3/4 of an inch to an inch size pieces. They are brushed with olive oil on both sides, and we're gonna keep it very basic. Some of Chef Paul's blackened seasoning, some blackened bull shark on the grill. We're gonna do a little jambalaya style rice on the side. Some of that Chef Paul's blackened seasoning. They're gonna get a good amount of blackened seasoning. Especially since these steaks are so thick. You know, for now we use Chef Paul's, but maybe in the future, Vic and Brooke will have their own line of seasonings. What do you guys think? I think that would be a dream come true. That's something I would really love to share with the world. Okay. Pat those down in there. So recently, Brooke and I had mako shark, and that was really good. And everybody said it was good. But bull shark is one thing that I personally, I don't know anyone who's ever had it. I'm sure it's gonna be great, but it's always neat to try things that, you know, you don't know what it's gonna be like because nobody's ever told you or you don't know anything about it. So this is a little jambalaya going down. Dutch oven, medium-high heat, olive oil. We got diced celery, yellow, green, and red bell pepper, and orange. 1 big yellow onion, 1/2 of a jalapeno, and that's it for now. So we're gonna saute these veggies. All those vibrant colors. You see our bell peppers and onions are all sauteed, pretty translucent and soft. This is a whole head of garlic going in. And I just want to wake the garlic up, get it going for like 30 seconds until you can start smelling it. 3 plum tomatoes. Just gonna add a little bit of liquid to our dish. We're just gonna cook those down. So originally I wanted to put the bull shark straight on the grill. I know in the past I've cooked shark like black tip and it can get a little tough. It's a tougher protein, so we're gonna do a quick little sear on it first, put it in a sheet pan, and that way it'll reabsorb some of the butter from the olive oil and the butter that it's gonna be cooking in right here. So medium-high heat. All right, in with the bull shark. Tomatoes cooked down. Just your basic Cajun seasoning, which is heavy in paprika, cayenne, garlic powder, thyme, We're gonna do a good amount of Cajun. 2 cups of white long grain rice, 4 1/4 cups of chicken stock. So this is the crust that we wanted. We just blacken it on one side on real high heat. Get that good sear going. Do the same thing, we're gonna take them off. So there's the bull shark. We got the Camp Chef set to 400 degrees and it's cooked almost all the way through. We're just gonna finish it on the uncooked side. Bull shark time. So this is the jambalaya. Looking good. Okay, and then now look at this bull shark. It's way more tender than I thought it was gonna be. There we go.
First time ever having bull shark, where we've had a few sharks already. This one is definitely the most different of all the sharks that we've had. We've had mako, blacktip, bonnethead,
Shark nose.
sharp nose shark, and this one's texture is completely different. We're all kind of agreeing that it's kind of like you're eating a pork chop. It's not as tender, but it's absolutely delicious. But even the texture of it's like a pork chop, and it tastes just like a pork chop. It's really good, but completely different than what you would expect.
I don't know what I want to say about it because it is super interesting. It tastes good, but we don't eat shark enough to get used to it. Because as you're eating it, you're like, what does this remind me of? And like Brooke said, it's definitely pork chops.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, super firm and has a good flavor to it. Cooking it blackened definitely did good for it, but
Would you eat it again?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should eat it more often. That's the only reason we're saying it's so interesting because we don't eat it enough. Every time you eat it, you're like, wow, I forgot what shark tasted like, but it's really good.
We associate it with fish, but if you think about it, you don't take your fork and go into a pork chop or a piece of chicken breast and try to cut it with your fork. You just don't do that. You can do that with fish because it's a lot flakier, and that's what I would notice. But some pieces you can cut with your fork. I think the flavor is delicious. I think it has a lot more flavor than fish. I think it's really cool to be able to say that you've eaten bull shark. Not a lot of people have probably eaten bull shark. And, I like that we ate it. Gave a bunch away to my friend Frankie. Gonna give some to my neighbors. None of it went to waste. I didn't want to kill such a big animal in vain. So, it's feeding a bunch of people and we got everybody out for dinner. So I think all in all, it's a real good time.
I'm not going to compare it to pork chop. It was bull shark, and it tasted good. From what I remember, I think I like it better than blacktip. I didn't find it to be tough. I chopped it up with my fork just fine, but it tastes good. It tastes like bull shark.
That's his favorite thing to do.
Okay, Fisher, what did I do wrong now?
He's gonna one-up us with a comment.
You always like to say things taste exactly like what they are, and I always think it's funny.
I think it's funny when people try to say everything tastes like chicken, or it tastes like a pork chop. Why does it have to taste like chicken or a pork chop?
Nobody ever
Because
says it
people
tastes
like to
pork
know.
chop.
You don't know how often people say, "So what does that taste like?" And it's like you have to try to think of something to compare it to. People all the time are like, "Oh, what does redfish taste like? What does mahi taste like?" People ask all the time, and it's like, I don't know. Like it just tastes like a mahi. Like you gotta try to compare it to something to give people an idea of what it tastes like. If you just tell them it tastes like bull shark, like if I made a bull shark, they don't know what that tastes like.
It didn't taste like pork chop to me. It tasted like nothing I ever had on my plate before because I never had bull shark on my plate before. So now I know what bull shark tastes like. It doesn't taste like pork chop.
He's got a good defense too. He's got a good defense.
Okay. You win. What do you think, Mom?
Well, it's beautiful and white, and it was very juicy. It tastes really good. I would eat it again.
First time shark eater here. So I don't have anything to compare it to other than pork chop. But I would absolutely eat it again. Like everyone said, it's you want to compare it to fish, but you just can't. So it's definitely interesting, but knocked it out of the park. Real good.
I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed another land-based video. Haven't been doing that much recently, but hopefully gonna do more pier stuff, bridge stuff, beach stuff, and I'll catch all you guys in that next one.